Hello, and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. I have not played this in quite a few days. I haven't uploaded in a few days either. That's because I've been ill. Because England is still very, very hot at the moment. And as I think I said in a few videos ago, or the last video, I'm not sure, my body doesn't take well to heat. So when I found out that this country was going to have a heat wave for another month, I was not exactly happy about it. So me and 1% of this country who on the other hand, the 99% of this country is over the moon that we're having a heat wave currently. Let's get on. Oh yeah, the Kew Gardens drama. I'd kind of like before this episode started. I was like, I couldn't remember where I was during this case, and I think we're still at the Zen Gardens. I think. I have no idea if that's what they're called or not, to be honest. Oh, the Grand Master something we spoke to, I think. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh, hi. Can I speak to him?
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
What about it? Where the hell is Watson?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
Don't believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green flying festival.
Montague dump, everybody.
But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and
Oh, I'm
imbecility.
such a child.
So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will...
Okay. Right. Can anything else be made? No, not yet. That's fine. Ah, right. Back to Baker Street to find man's best friend again. I'm not being funny, I would love a dog like Toby. I don't know what kind of dog he is, But I shouldn't really say that because I've already got a dog. I've got a Jack Russell. The Syndicate Divine is one of those places that if someone found it today and it was abandoned, it'd be great to explore it. I went exploring with a few mates at the weekend, the Sunday just gone, and oh my god, it was so much fun. If obviously you'll have to consider the trespassing laws and such, but if you find an abandoned structure, building, warehouse, whatever, I highly recommend that you explore it because it's just so interesting.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Watson? But yeah, when me and my mates planned this, we obviously considered, is it trespassing or would there still be security on site? But I was, considering it was an old people's home, I think it was, that dated back to the 1920s, it was really interesting, to be honest. I'd definitely do it again. I just hope this series doesn't drag on a lot. I think we're nearing the end of this case, and after this case, there's one more case after it. So we should be nearing to the end of the series by now. But if we're not, I'll figure something out.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance.
Am I playing as Toby?
Search, Toby. Search.
Ah. Okay. He's a rather slow kind of canine. But that's okay. Because we love him and we got a free rug out of it. What animated film is that from? To be honest, I'll probably forget. I'll probably forget something that I made a reference to. I'll give you a clue. This cartoon has been on for a number of years. Even though it had been on for a number of years, the film of which...
Congratulations,
the adapted
Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
Came out about in 2007. Wait.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes. A
Let
tiny
me guess,
caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Let me guess. Got to take this back to the lab. Not the lab, the Sherlock's chemistry desk table thing. I do think that Is he a monk or something else? The gentleman back at the garden. What was his name? I think that the Green Grand Mystique is responsible for all thefts. Because he seems like the type... What the hell are you doing, Watson?
This Green Grand Mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes.
See?
What should we do next, Holmes?
But seriously, Holmes, what the hell are you doing? He seems like the type that he's so chilled and calm and collected that there's something more going on, to be honest.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis. A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
You're
Holmes,
gonna... Oh, no.
what are you doing?
It has
What'd
a
you do that
bitter
for?
taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So
Oh,
what do you
well,
think it
we're
is?
okay then.
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
I'm not being funny. Sherlock lives with a doctor. So you'd think he'd know the repercussions of drinking something like that. Like, it may not be poisonous, but it might do some damage. Using a Bunsen burner takes me back to secondary school. Jeez, what the hell is that?
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a pipette and make several drops of the reagent. Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory. According to the deadly plants information, in order to perform our experiment, we will need fertilizer and food. Caterpillars should do nicely.
That was weird. I'm going to talk to some more people around the garden, or more people around the gardens again, just to see if I can get a little bit more information out of them. I know I moaned about the weather earlier, but I hope you guys are having a really nice summer. Make the most of it. Because even though I said the Met Office said it only lasts a month, it'll only last. Maybe. And then August will come, or September, and it'll absolutely tip it down. Like it normally does in this country. I speak to him.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite
Yeah, me
serious.
hitting you in the face is the punchline.
Ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Where are the caterpillars? Move. Whoa, what the hell? That really went a bit mad then.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Can I get out this way? No, I can't. So now I've got to run all the way back. Oh, there he is. I ran straight past him.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
Alright, I'll leave you to it. Where the hell can I find caterpillars? That might be a bit of a weird question, but well, clearly not in here.
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
Ah, here she is. Can I only ask about the Divine Syndicate? Of course.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Thank you, miss.
Is there anything of interest? No, it would appear not. Watson, get out my way. Right, where are these bleeping caterpillars?
Dry tropics. Water lily greenhouse.
Oh, seriously? So do I have to find the
Dry
caterpillars?
tropics.
Or... have I just gone round in circles?
Just be careful with the plants during your inspection.
So where is it? Down here? Where are these? Right, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this. Now I can remember why I hated this case. Because of how bleeping annoying it was. Is there anything back here? Wait, I didn't go... I haven't been all the way down here. No, I haven't. Actually, no, I didn't. Oh. I'm just gone around in a bleeping circle.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Oh no.
These instruments are used for smoking opium. A vast amount of opium. That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments. This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment. Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
Do I have to perform it back at... Right. This is ridiculous, man. It's just constant back and forth. It's doing my head in.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
What am I doing?
I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
You know what, let's speed this up a bit.
The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Right, okay. Where is it again? Wait, let's ask around.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Whoops, didn't mean to turn that on. This garden is just ridiculous. Oh god, I thought the game froze then. Hello again.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that
What were
was
you
the
doing on
last
the
time
time?
you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were
Really?
you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
Whoops. Did not mean to do that.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Right, Colonial Collection Room. Ah, right. Okay then. So it would seem that the Colonial Collection Room is over here. No, that's the Palm House. Ah, damn it.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Not really asked, to be
Well,
honest.
I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa, something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes, he came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Wait, is... Um... I've no idea.
No, it wasn't like that.
Oh, it was the other way around. Right, that's weird, because they said at the start that it was a heart attack. Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Okay.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Where was it? Where could you activate them again? I'm not... And... yeah, stay near the caterpillars. Oh, for God's sake.
Dry.
Oh my... oh. Okay, where do I activate the ventilation? Okay, seriously, please tell me, because this is just gonna annoy me. Big time. Do I have to follow? You know what, guys? Because this is doing my head in, I'm gonna go away for a bit, probably go insane, come back, and do this episode again. Well, not do this episode again, come back and see what I can do. Because frankly, this is doing my head in. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see me rage a bit more about this crappy time with Sherlock Holmes. And I will see you very soon. Bye now.